misguided attempt to overthrow the Great Spirit is now history, as are you. These others I am not familiar with, but you I know. Why?
I served the Brotherhood in days long past. In fact, it was the Brotherhood who gave me my first command. Oh, it was a small territory, barely worth controlling. But I have since moved on to bigger things.
So I see. Your every word condemns you. There is only one possible fate for such traitors.
You could probably break out of here, Runner. If you really wanted to. Let me show you why you don't want to. This is Maxilos. Being completely mechanical, he is the perfect guard, for he cannot be bribed or deceived. His reflexes are faster than any living being. Watch. The pet is Spinax. Once it has your scent, it will follow you to the edge of the universe and beyond for however many centuries it takes. So I suggest you make yourself comfortable, Runner. You're going to be here a long time.
If Maxilos is no living being, I won't have to hold back. A few quick eye starts into its inner working should...
We meet again, Motoro. The last time, our positions were reversed. I was the vanquished, while you stood with the victors. But you were always wiser than Jawa, Huki, and the rest of those spineless, self-important fools. You knew I wasn't gone for good.
You can't be here.
And why not? This is a perfectly good, if stiff and ungainly, body. And you must admit, it is better than life as a green and black cloud stuffed inside a crystal vat.
Makuta, are you here to kill me then?
Call me Maxilos. Everyone else here does. I prefer to keep my true identity to myself, for now. As for your question, I'm on your side in this, Motoro. You would be wise to see that I stay there. How sweet, Motoro. They are willing to spare a moment to recover your corpse.
Shut up.
Perhaps we should swim over there and tell them reports of your death are premature. But not a word about who inhabits this crimson shell. You know what I can do to your friends, if I so choose.
Why? Why are you doing this to me?
Isn't it obvious? It's because you're so good at keeping secrets. To seek out the mask, it would serve us better to split up.
I disagree. Actually, sure. That sounds like a fine idea.
Perhaps living so long in this night-black water has made us see only darkness in others. If you are truly about to face great trouble danger on behalf of Mari Nui, we would be honored to call you Toa Mari.
The honor is ours, Tefilak. We'll try to prove worthy of your trust.
Oh, yes. Indeed we will.
Alright, here's what we do, partner. Hello? Maxilos? Master of Shadows? Great. When he's not wanted, which is virtually all of the time, you can't get rid of him. When you do want him, he's back to being a puff of smoke someplace else.
Tell us, Toa, where is the Mask of Life?
We should have withheld that, you sea sludge.
Sorry, I never discussed such important matters in the middle of an aquarium. Tell the sharks to take a walk, or a swim, and we can have a talk.
Do you know where you are, Toa? This is a Takea shark hunting ground. The sea floor underneath you is littered with the bodies of creatures that weren't fast enough to get away. Do you think you're fast enough?
I don't have to be. Not as long as I'm strong enough to fight back.
Is that the best you can do, Toa?
I don't know. Are you worthy of my best?
We appear to be evenly matched.
Not so. My side has nothing left to lose. Is this the price the Mask of Life asked to save the Great Spirit Motunui? I've seen Matora enslaved, Paraka driven mad, Brutaka betraying everything he ever believed in, all in the name of a cursed mask. And now, more death and destruction, this time through my actions. Where does it end?
It doesn't, you fool.
So, you are still in that body. I thought you had fled at the first sign of danger.
It seemed like a good idea to remain silent. The Baraki and I are old friends. It is an acquaintance I prefer not to renew.
You may not have a choice. They show no sign of backing down.
There are always choices, some easier than others. The Baraki made theirs 80,000 years ago when they decided to challenge Motunui. Now they are living with the consequences.
Just like you.
Yes, I made my choices too. But it is not I who will have to face the consequences of them. It's you and your kind, Toa. You have not yet begun to pay the price demanded of you.
You could help. You keep saying you want me to win.
Choices, little Toa. It all comes down to choices. Unless I'm mistaken, the Baraki called Alek has made a very bad one for himself, and a very good one for us.
What's going on? I thought all the Baraki were on the same side.
Throw a group of your enemies into the vilest prison imaginable, and they will forge a stronger bond, for they are all sharing the same misery. But offer even the glimpse of a means of escape, and they will tear each other to shreds, scrambling for the exit. Consider yourself lucky, Matoro. It's not every day one gets to see a war begin. Why so quiet? We have seen death and destruction today, with the promise of much more to come. We have seen heroes behaving like villains. You yourself have done things even I would be reluctant to do. It is a time for celebration.
I'm doing only what I have to do to save the life of Motunui. A life you put in jeopardy.
Think what you like, little Toa, and try to avoid admitting to yourself that you are one bad day, one moment of cruelty, one fit of rage away from being me. Come with me. I want to show you something.
What?
Call it an answer to some of your questions. I discovered this shortly after taking over the body of Maxilos. It's an entrance to the original pit, the prison once inhabited by the Baraki and others like them. There is something down there I think you should see.
How do I know this isn't a trap?
You don't. But surely a strong and brave Toa like yourself fears nothing. Follow me.
What is this?
All that remains of a Toa of water named Tuyet. She was condemned here many thousands of years ago. She died here, though I don't know why. Perhaps she was trying to escape.
Why was she sent here?
It is hard for me to give exact reason, since I did not even know here existed until a few days ago. But I do know her crime. She tampered with an object of power that did not belong in her hands. It was too much for her. She went wild, was defeated by Toa Leikon and Toa Nidiki, and the object was destroyed, or so the heroes thought.
Get to the point.
I would have thought it would be obvious. Tuyat is dead. She is also the only one who might know how the powerful artifact, the Nui Stone, could be recreated. I want you to use your mask, Matoro, the mask of reanimation. I want you to bring her back.
You're insane. I won't do what you ask.
I must have missed the part where I gave you a choice. I want you to use your mask power to reanimate this corpse, and I want you to do it now. I could just kill you, Matoro, take the mask, and do the job myself. But it's so much more amusing this way.
Even if I bring her back, she won't be able to help you recreate the Nui Stone. So have no spirit, no mind.
I have always found the minds of Toa to be vastly overrated anyway. Now, get to work. Behold, when the Nui Stone exploded so many thousands of years ago, most of it vaporized, but some fragments survived buried in Tuyat's armor. With these, I can recreate the stone as it once was. All I need is the proper tool.
What tool?
The Staff of Artaka. And unless I'm mistaken, your old friends, the Toa Nuva, are about to get it for me.
Matoro! Where are you going? And who is that Toa with you? She looks... Matoro, what have you done?
We have a meeting to attend. Or have you forgotten? One of my brotherhood waits near Mari Nui, but he will not wait long. You wouldn't want to make us late, would you? And Matoro, breathe a word to Harley, and neither of you will live to see another tide.
Holly, don't worry. Everything's fine. Just trust me.
I do trust you. But I think you've become a little too used to keeping secrets, brother. And I'm starting to wonder if you trust me. Or any of us.
It will all work out. Everything is going just as planned. As smooth as that time Nuparo used his mask of flight to transport you over the chasm. Remember? Now we have to go.
Matoro! Wait a minute. When I flew with Nuparu, he dropped me. I almost got killed. Matoro was trying to send me a message. He's in trouble. And I wish I knew how to get him out.
Speak, machine. I know you have a voice. I am Kazani, and I would know. What is this Staff of Artaka, and where can I find it? Or do I need to dismantle you and tear the information out of your mechanical mind?
So this is the legendary Karzani.
Interesting. Even if the design was not familiar, you have the stink of Artaka about you. Reason enough to turn you to scrap. Speak up, you miserable machine. I cannot hear your words.
I said, so this is Karzani. Karzani, the jailer of Matoran. Karzani, the would-be avatar of evil. Karzani, the fool. And soon to be a dead fool.
Who are you?
I am Makuta. I am power. You have broken my Toa and delayed my passage. And I hate to be late.
Yes. I've heard of you, Makuta. A tin-covered tyrant who wishes to be lord of the Matoran. As if being worshipped by insects had some meaning. I do not know where you are going, but I do know this. Your journey is about to end here. I have powers of my own, Makuta. Observe! Yes! Yes! See the future day when the Toa Nuva will awaken the Great Spirit, Matanui. Witness the Great Spirit's power surge through the universe, seeking out those who would dare to rebel against him. Embrace the terrible vengeance of Matanui and the final punishment that awaits you.
You made a mistake, Karzani. You see, I don't get nightmares. I give them. Your shadow plays are impressive, tyrant. But never forget who is the true master of shadows.
As you requested, my master, the staff of Artaga.
That is all the staff needs. One piece, and its power will recreate the stone as it once was.
And what good will that do you? What do you plan to do with it?
Very well, my curious little Toa. Think on this. Tuyet, and later Nidiki, were not the only Toa to ever turn on the others. And if the next one should happen to fall under my sway, well, what better than to use the Nui Stone to increase his power 100-fold, 1,000-fold? Imagine an all-powerful Toa at my command, wiping your kind from the face of this planet.
I can't let you do this.
And I can't let you stop me. No one can stop me now. Who dares?
In my time, I've dared lots of things. Maybe too many things. I fell a long way from the light, and I can never find my way back. But the darkness is not so complete that I can't recognize a monster when I see one. Botar! It's gone. The staff is gone and you cannot reach it. You've lost.
If I have lost the staff, you are about to lose everything.
You seem to have me mistaken for someone who has anything at all left to lose. Get out of here, now! Get back to the other Toa. I'll handle Makuta.
You cost me the Nui Stone. You have become an annoyance.
Then let's see if I can move up to an irritation. You know, Makuta, we can do this all day. But it won't get you what you want.
And that is...
Well, you don't want the Mask of Life. If you did, you would never have hired those bumbling Paraka to get it for you. But you do want to be there when it's found, pulling everyone's strings. You want to decide who has it, how they use it, and when. Am I getting warm?
a little too warm for comfort.
I was getting out of stasis fields while you were still under Strahl raising archives moles.
What is it you want, Brutaka?
Once I would have said I wanted the mask myself. Once I would have seen myself ruling the universe with it. Now I guess you could say my vision's improved, and I just want to see you sweat. Oh, and by the way, Nocturne had the mask last I saw, but Hydraxin was about to take it away from him. And who knows what that lunatic will do with it. So maybe you better go see.
This isn't over.
Oh, Makuta, I'm counting on that.
What if we can't find the Mask of Life in time?
If only all Toa had words like can't in their vocabulary, my path in life would have been much easier. I thought your kind thrived on being optimistic to the point of insanity.
I just asked a question.
To which you know the answer. If Matanui dies, the universe that you and I and all you little Matoran friends know will be no more. Jala will lose his chance to live up to the legacy of Likon, Vakama, Tahu, and all those other lukewarm Toa of fire. Huki will never see his friend Maku again. And you will know that in Turaga Nudu's last moments, he branded you a failure. When this is all over, I really must retrieve my Kanohi Mask of Shadows. Those idiot Piraka let it fall into the sea near Metru Nui. Most think it just allows me to spread physical darkness, or breed a little rage here and there, but it's much more than that. My Kanohi lets me see the darkness inside everyone. All the nasty little things they hide in the shadows of their spirit. I miss that. Of course, I hardly need it with you, Matoro. Yours are practically written on your mask.
Let me tell you something. If the universe ends, if everyone and everything is going to die, I'm going to make sure you die first.
You wouldn't want that. After all, if anything happens to me, you will never know what to do with the Mask of Life when you get it. When, Toa, not if. I have no intention of letting you fail.
If you know so much, then tell me. If we get the Mask of Life from the Baraki, then what?
I would think it would be obvious. All must be as it was for Matanui to be healed. That means Voya Nui cannot remain floating above us like some discarded Matoran tool. Once the mask is in your hands, you will need to destroy the stone cord linking Voya Nui to Mari Nui. The cord you pass through to reach this place.
And then?
Pessimistic and dense. You truly set a new standard for Toa. Then Voya Nui will return to where it came from. Of course, anyone living on it will be killed in the process, and Mari Nui will be completely destroyed, along with its occupants. Acceptable losses to save the universe, wouldn't you agree? Cheer up, little Toa. When all is said and done, and 2 islands worth of Matoran are dead, your name will live in history, right alongside mine.
Huh? I wondered where you had disappeared to. Come on, we have a runner to catch.
Turn back. There are 24 escaped prisoners 2 kilo to the east of our position that must be recaptured.
24? That will make for a busy day. But none of them have a glowing mask of power, I'll bet. And this runner does. Keep an eye on that mob and I will join you when I've caught my prey.
I asked you nicely to turn back. I never asked twice. Though, if you insist on being destroyed, who am I to say no?
You're not Maxilos.
And you're not Hydraxon. You only think you are. The real Hydraxon is dead, slain by Takedox and buried in the rubble of the original pit. You're a copy, just some wandering Matorum the Mask of Life decided to have some sport with. You're not even worth the time it's taking to demolish you.
Melissa! Spinax worked with Maxilos, but he belongs to me. He won't stop attacking until you're down for good. And don't bother running. There's nowhere he can't find you.
Run! A Makuta does not run. Away from me, you miserable creature!
A Makuta? I will strike without mercy. Consider yourself deactivated.
You must do as I say. Find Mantex. Kill Mantex. Get the Mask of Life and...
Save your petty talents for the fish and the worms, Takedox. And stop annoying your betters. You were pathetic as a warlord, more so as a traitor. And now this. Oh, this is just laughable.
If you think that's funny, you'll love this. It ends here. 1,000 years of fear and violence and darkness, even in the day. It's time to stop it.
I'm proud of you, Matoro. The cretins. To them, the mask is just a bright golden treasure to be worn over, like hungry rahi after a meal. I, of course, know better. I have pieced together half-remembered legends, whispered rumors, even fragments of information retrieved in the long-past raid on the island of Artaka. The Mask of Life was intended as more than just a cure-all for the great spirit Motunui in the event of his illness. No. The Mask of Life was a quick solution to another problem altogether. The great beings had created a universe, but they could not be certain it would operate as they wished. And if it did not, if the time came, the mask would first turn from gold to silver, and eventually to black when the end time had arrived. Axon, Brutaka, Umbra, all the noble guardians of the Kenohi and Nika had never realized that they were protecting an item that could bring about complete annihilation. But I know its true importance and have factored that into my great plan. Of course, death by freezing had not been a part of the scheme. But due to a typical brash Toa of fire, my freedom is going to be premature. My thanks, Toa, for the well-timed wall of fire. Not that I couldn't have freed myself, but I was curious to see just how far Matora was willing to go. And by the way, Hydraxon, the hound may belong to you, but I can be very persuasive. Now I'll take that mask. You might drop it.
I'll take it from here.
What's the story with tall, red, and spooky?
More than time I told you. Let's talk as we travel. We have a core to blow up.
You're not going anywhere.
Listen to him. Bucket of bolts acting like he's tough. How many pieces should I snap him into?
Carpon, you are an ignorant spawn of the Bracas monkey, and you always were. You couldn't snap your fingers without help. If you had fingers.
Be careful. He's not what he seems.
Shut up, Takadox.
Takadox is a lying piece of sea slime, but he may be correct in this case. You certainly aren't acting like the robotic god we knew and loathed all those millennia, but I really don't have the time or interest to ask why. Move aside or die.
Do you remember when we first met, Prydek? Let me see. You were standing before me in chains. You talked about how you had once been a servant of the Brotherhood of Makuta. But we're moving on to bigger things. When exactly are you planning to arrive?
Makuta. It can't be!
It obviously is, you dolt. What are you doing down here, Makuta? And why the disguise?
My reasons for being in this form are my business, not yours. As for why I am here, I've come to finish the job I began 80 millennia ago. The destruction of the Baraki. You know, I had forgotten how much fun this is.
You don't need to tell us. We know all about the fight.
Who's talking about fighting? I was talking about winning.
Wasn't it enough? You smashed our rebellion all those years ago, then stood there as we were dragged off to spend eternity in a cell. Now, when we have another chance at freedom, you stand in our way again. Why?
You flatter yourself, Prydek. Do you think I give a prototype sigh about you, your ambitions, your freedom? Do you think the leader of the Brotherhood of Makuta traveled all this way simply to stop your freakish band from returning to the land?
Then why?
Because the mask of life matters to me. And so, by extension, the Toa Mari matter to me. You, on the other hand, are an inconvenience, like Rahi making noise in the night when your betters wish to slumber. You must be put down.
Makuta! Makuta! Look! See! I hold the Brotherhood of Makuta tablet! This proves I have been loyal! Under Brotherhood law, I must be spared!
Under Brotherhood law? I am Brotherhood law! But since you so obviously want your freedom, Takadox, allow me.
I'm back on dry land again! Is this reality? It must be! The sights, the sounds, the smell are so real, down to every detail. How could I not believe it? Who knows what a Makuta is capable of after all? My realm, my people, all 6 kingdoms belong to me now. Oh, I will be a benevolent ruler. I'll protect the Matoran in this domain, and they will need protection, since my first act is the elimination of all Toa within my borders. As for Prydek and the others, I will spare their lives, of course. I'll even restore them to their positions of importance. After all, the job of keeping the dungeons clean is a vital one in any kingdom. Oh no! It's my army for the pit! And they can't possibly be here because they miss me! Stop them, you idiots! What do I pay you for? They're everywhere! Ah! Get them off! Ah!
What is he seeing?
something I faced long ago. His destiny. We all have one, you know.
For good or evil?
Nothing quite so antiquated as that. For creation or destruction. And is creation always good? Is destruction always evil? Suppose I create a weapon capable of ending all life in a universe. Its purpose is destruction, but it was born from creation.
Yes, I know all about destiny. Mine was interfered with so you could achieve your ends. It's time I return the favor.
I see. Your Baraki were not as badly injured as I was led to believe.
You're not the only talented liar under the sea. We were buying time for our armies to arrive. Now, we are going to make bait out of you.
Prepare to face the might of an entire ocean, you wretched Makuta.
The Baraki had put up a good fight, and it suited well to let them have the moment of victory. The point had been to delay, not destroy them, and if the effort had proved more painful than anticipated, so be it. I can hardly believe it. It has really, truly happened at last. My hated brother, Motunui, has perished. After over 100,000 years of his insufferable concern for the Matoran, his unfailing support of the Toa, and his insistence on light and truth and order, the Great Spirit is now no more. I can imagine how the Toa Mari are reacting. Shock, disbelief, anger, maybe even resignation. Time has run out for them. And the universe. But things cannot stay as they are. The universe, my universe, cannot be allowed to end like this. Motunui's weakness will not alter my plans. All of existence ends when I say it ends, not before. Everything now depends on the Mari to do what Toa have always done. Persist long past the point any sane being would give up. They have to save the life of Motunui.